all of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. Any of them, all lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
It's just what's bothering me is that being a celebrity sometimes comes with, like, everybody wants to be successful in a celebrity and stuff like that, but it comes with, you know, bullshit sometimes, and, you know, that's the only thing that I hate about it.
Say what now? Not Katt Williams exposing Bryshere's mother, Andria, for selling him off to Hollywood executives just so she can make some money to buy herself a house. Jaguar Wright already dragged Andria's trifling tale for allowing Charlie Mack to turn Bryshere into an industry freak-off bottom. But Katt's new allegations just added more information that we didn't know before. Bryshere was still under 18 when all this selling off was happening, so he really didn't have any power to say no to what was being done to him. According to Jaguar, they convinced him that he was going to be mentored by Will and Diddy, but all that ended up happening was him getting bent over and having his body used as a cream dump by Diddy and his associates. The allegations about Diddy and Will Smith collaborating to force young men into ritualistic freak-off parties isn't anything new, and Bryshere has been the face of those allegations for a long time, but he definitely isn't the only one Diddy reportedly touched. He allegedly SA'd Usher and Justin Bieber as well as YK Osiris. The crazy thing is, when Katt was also starting out in the industry, he came across men like Diddy, but unlike Bryshere, they didn't succeed in destroying him. He revealed during his interview with Shannon Sharpe that Harvey Weinstein tried to force him into a freak-off in exchange for a movie role, but he turned it down and made it clear that he wasn't with the BS.
They canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my penis in front of all my people at my agency. What am I supposed to do? He did all of that. I'm thinking I'm the only black person on the script. I get there, it's 3 other black guys on there. Woo, huh.
So you wonder what they did to get there.
I told him no. What y'all do? And this is why when I walk in a room, heads go down.
As soon as Katt revealed this, people started speculating about if this is why Bryshere disappeared from the industry, and they were unfortunately right. People claim that just like Katt, Bryshere was also forced into freak-offs in exchange for roles, but at some point he tried to expose the whole truth, and that's when he got blackballed. Bryshere was handed over to Diddy and Will right after he blew up on Empire by his then manager Charlie Mack, with the promise that Will and Diddy were going to mentor him into a big Hollywood star. At the time, a lot of people celebrated it because it genuinely seemed like a good thing. Will was going to help him sharpen up his acting, and Diddy would open up more doors for his music career. But unknown to us, Will and Diddy had other plans, and mentorship was at the very bottom of it. In fact, not too long ago, before Bryshere was given to Diddy, Diddy had been dragged to court for allegedly touching on young boys. According to a U.S. court filing, federal investigators James Rosemond, the music manager turned kingpin, was reportedly questioned about the sexual preferences of entertainers, including whether Sean Diddy Combs was having relationships with underage boys. Diddy successfully buried this story before it got big, so people didn't know Bryshere was walking into a trap. But after Bryshere's career got destroyed, Jaguar came back and spilled the tea on how Will and Diddy lured Bryshere and Meek to their house in the name of a mentorship, only to end up SAing them. She claims there was a time when Meek and Bryshere were seen running out of Will's house after a rough freak-off.
They do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills, Bryshere Gray, left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed a dog.
Jaguar also alluded to Will possibly doing the exact same thing to his son Jaden, and claiming that this is probably why Jaden decided to move out of the house when he was just 15 years old.
My husband was doing things to boys and did stuff to your son, and you ain't do shit about it. Bilal told me everything.
Their good friend who.
Bilal told me,
Yeah, go ahead.
Jaden, he told me that you knew Will was f***ing your child, as he did. Wonder why he left that out of his Tasha K interview.
In that interview, he said a lot. He said a lot.
He said everything but the thing that was important. That he know that Will Smith, Jaden, he Bryshere and he Meek Mills, and you know it, Bilal. Now I don't give no how far in the desert you run. You'll go from a Philly nigga to a sand, they'll still get you.
He's Philly though, Jay. It's Philly.
He Meek Milk. As far as I'm concerned, he Meek Milk. I ain't calling him Mill no more. That's milk. That's Meek Milk. Added to the honeycomb. You got a meal.
So you believe the Dwayne Martin story that could have
Of
happened?
course. Everybody know that shit.
Oh, but Jaguar wasn't done yet. She came back again and revealed that the reason Bryshere's mom Andria allowed all these traumatic things to be done to her son is because she wanted to exploit his pain to write a book that no one bought.
Say, Andy, I'm talking about Bryshere's mom. I'm gonna kick you in your in and I'm gonna go to work North Philly style. You and Charlie. You happy now? He's a gay star. Are you happy now, Andy? For a book that didn't sell? I hope that new husband of yours leaves you. And maybe it's time you tell your son why his father is really in jail, his biological father, for all of his life and what you had to do with it. You CI. I'm sorry.
Jaguar even said at some point that Andria came to her begging her to help with Bryshere. And she told her to get Bryshere far away from Charlie Mack since he was the link between Bryshere, Will, and Diddy. But guess what? Andria didn't do it.
That came to me and begged me for my help. I told her to get the fuck away from Charlie. I did everything that I could do to get Bryshere, to help her get Bryshere out of California into Chicago State to be ready for filming. She knew she knew what Will did to him. But because of Charlie, see? And Charlie had promised her all kinds of things. And all she had to do was pretend to be a broken down single mom who worked her way up through the ghetto and raised a superstar for television, when the truth is she wasn't nothing but a dealer's. That's all she ever was. She went from dealer to dealer, and then she snitched on whoever she needed to snitch on until she could get to the bigger bag, until she got with Larry Lair, my friend who raised Bryshere in $1 million home. Your whole book is lies, Andy. And I hope anybody that bought it asks for a refund and demands it comes out of your pocket every time they see your son's gate. You and Charlie Mack.
Jaguar also said the reason why they are encouraging Bryshere's new career as an OF actor is because they want people to think he's crazy, so that when he comes out with his new lawsuit against Diddy and Will, no one will take him seriously because they'll think he's not mentally stable. And get this, y'all, Jaguar even went as far as claiming that there is a secret tape of Justin Bieber, Will, Jaden, Diddy, and Bryshere having a freak off.
They trying to slay him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present, that tape exists.
Okay.
I really hope none of that baby oil was used on those kids. That would just be in bad taste. Baby oil on babies.
You can't say that the flavor camp was sponsored by Johnson & Johnson. You just come on. Come on.
Starting to sound that way, ain't it?
No.
All that talent, and she let Charlie tune that boy up, knowing that he was bipolar and had ADHD. What kind of mother would do that to her son? Turn him into a prostitute so you could pretend to be something more than what you are, which is nothing more than a filly. You're a big old they're making your son out to be, that's for sure. Because he didn't have no choice. You was down by all. I'm sorry. The Bryshere conversation for me is not easy. Because I came to Belial and I asked Belial to help me save the kids, and all he was worried about was his book.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Don't nobody care about these kids. Don't nobody care about these kids.
Now, when it comes to Bryshere's mentorship with Diddy, a lot of people found it weird how his rap career never took off despite having a mogul like Diddy mentoring him. After Empire ended, Bryshere's career went down the trenches. He's been arrested many times, with the latest being in 2022, when he was found guilty for aggravated assault against the woman he was hooking up with at the time. But this wasn't his first run-in with the law, because back in 2020, his wife was rescued by a man at a nearby gas station after she had gone there asking for help. The woman told police that Bryshere had strangled her and put his hands on her multiple times till she lost consciousness. When the police pulled to his house to arrest him, he refused to come out of the house. It took hours of negotiations between the SWAT team and Bryshere to get him to come out of the house.
One of the stars of the hit show Empire. Tonight we're seeing hours of new video from his July arrest that ended with his wife flagging down police and telling them the actor had a for hours inside their Goodyear home. The bizarre jailhouse interview lasting for 2 hours as they try to piece together a chaotic chain of events.
Now, with the new revelations being made by Katt Williams, it looks like Bryshere was preyed on and used by industry men. As for Bryshere, he's still a hot mess right now and has not been in the spotlight for a long time. But word on the street is he's preparing to file a $50 million lawsuit against Diddy and Will. This was revealed by a blind item who said, "I suspect the soon to step forward male victim of by this A-list mogul will not be the last man to do so, Sean Diddy Combs." Child, this whole situation is a mess, and it's honestly sad to see how Diddy and Will broke Bryshere down to pieces and threw him out of the industry when they were done with him. One person said Bryshere Gray, Justin Bieber, Jaden Smith, and Orlando Brown were angry and acting out after meeting Diddy. They publicly went through mental breakdowns and the world looked the other way. Lord, save these hurt men, restore them, and heal their pain. Bryshere really going through it right now. Another person said, "Don't sell your soul for dirty paper. Stand up for the truth. Integrity matters. Speak up when things are wrong." That is what is wrong in society. People try to cover toxic, evil actions for what? Stop it in its tracks. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of Katt Williams calling out Bryshere's mama for selling him? And do y'all think this is really the end for Bryshere, or he still has a chance to make a comeback? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.